Hey folks, this is Bill from Little White Dory and on YouTube, and we're taking a quick peek at the indoor grow section and how it's changed. I've been busy keeping things moving along here. So as I come into some of these trays, a couple of thoughts are I'm finding that the shorter trays have more value to me when I'm putting these cell packs in because you can water them easily from here. When they're in the taller tray, it can be done. It's just not as easy. So here's some sweet basil, Genovese basil rather, and some black opal basil, pearl, black pearl opal, I think they call it. Some tomatoes, more tomatoes. This is zinnias. Down here, tomatoes. We have these. I took some peppers out and have put them back under blackout. I don't know if I should have done that. I don't think I should have taken them out when I did, but let's see. This is more tomatoes. And then down on the heat, I have some tomatoes that are coming up in these little 2x2 cups. And they're all hanging in there. These obviously are doing a little better. And as we get over to here again, you can see it, they're doing okay. Overall, this rack here now is, well, I have two that are set up for starts. Right now I have them all consolidated onto this one so that when I have all the lights on, they generate a little bit of heat. The heat down in the basement of my house is not a problem, but it's easier if I can have a little bit of heat generated there. So as I come in and I look at this, I see, all right, I've got 66.4 degrees here. I can go down a shelf where I have heating mats on, and you'll see it's 86.2 on one of them, 81.9. There's a variance. These little meters are only so accurate, but these two are the ones that are coming off of my temperature controller, which right now is set for 87. And its probe is saying that it's 86. So you can see one of them kind of agrees. One of them is off by a few degrees, but that's okay. That temperature is in that range is all good. So everything is on this rack. Now over here, I have the lower rack down here is ready to go. It's got a heating mat, and it is set up for this heater. But this heater, so that we don't have the heating mat go on, is set for 49 degrees. So the temperature sensor, which I happen to have up over here temporarily, would not go over to the point where it's going to turn the mat on. So this mat will hold 4 trays. I'm probably going to wind up buying one more heat mat just to balance things out. But I figured that in here, there's the heat mat. There's a second tray, rather rack, that I could put things on that would benefit from the heat here. And I put a little bit of a wall around the back just to sort of trap it, and another piece of styrofoam here, so that if there is a little heat generated down there, maybe it'll help out. Otherwise, this rack has lighting, this has lighting, and so on. And then I have set up and ready to go. Let's see, I'll slide these out. I filled these just yesterday, I suppose. These are 72 cell pack, whatever you want to call them, trays. And I have a couple of them. Nothing's in them yet. Nothing's been seeded. You can see I have more here. And then these are still 72s, but the difference being that these cell packs here are deep enough to reach to the bottom of the tray here so that I can bottom water these and this. I can do it in these as well, but this one, for instance, if I look at the distance, it doesn't go as far down, and it wouldn't be reaching the bottom of this for a longer period of time till the roots were much longer. So it's kind of an experiment as far as which one's going to work better, but I do believe that these shallow trays will work better for me. What else? I have now set up to go more trays with their corresponding 6-packs. This is groups of 12. Each tray will hold 12 6-packs, 72. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them ready to roll. They need to be filled and seated. I'm playing here with the remaining leftover small 6-packs, and then the straggling, not enough to fill a tray, 2x2s, just to see, and as you can see, it's not working too well, but this is not that organized. I have these trays here which have these slots in them for microgreens. These trays should have been, or originally considered trays that would go for microgreens. Hence, MT was microgreen tray. And what did I have on here? I think, I did it by color, not so much as number. So there were 2 with perforations, 2 without, and with microgreen grow material in there, whether it be soil, cocoa coir, or what is the other stuff? Not bamboo. Is it bamboo mats? I don't know. Different, safe stuff. Anyway, yesterday in the mail came in my new exhaust fan. This was a pretty good deal. I want to say it was like $80 for a 10-inch thermostatically controlled exhaust fan. I'll bring you in close on it. You can set a temperature here. Right now I guess it's on temperature mode, so if I flip this over and I start setting in, say, come on at a colder temperature, eventually it'll click on. And so I can set this to take heat out. They make a version of this with a humidistat or a hydrostat, and you could do it based on humidity. But right now, as you can see, there's a marking. They print on here 80 degrees, and I'm trying to get the other sections to say, 70 is here, 60, 40, whatever. They say it goes to 32 and 130, I think it is. Yeah. So I have my little thermometer here to get a gauge of temperature, and then I just have another one as a second to back up to get a second opinion. And so I have a mode where I can just say turn on, and this is bypassed. And in that case, I have a pull chain. This is the lowest setting, medium, and high. And then you've got off. So basically it's a nice little system. It'll help down here. I'll probably make some duct work and try to draw air, just a duct that'll come down and draw air off the floor, which is where I have a colder, damper air all summer, all winter. And, it'll exhaust a decent amount. We've kind of rearranged the basement so that I have back my space here. We got rid of all the tomatoes plants that were inside, and sort of dismantling things. This is the box for the fan. And then the irony is, because I saw this one first and ordered it, then I realized, oh wow, they make a 7-inch version of the same thing. And so, actually I'll show it to you. The 7-inch version, I'm a little disappointed, not terribly, but it doesn't appear to have any kind of a pull chain, even though it said it had a 3-speed. Let's see, it's a 7-inch shutter mounted. Doesn't even say the power requirement there, but I've looked it up. It says it's only like 50 watts. So it's in my hand. It's relatively well made. It's a good couple of pounds. And let's see. I think it's over here. At the state there, it's half an amp, 0.55. So 55 watts, roughly 60 watts. It's well made, but they didn't tell you that it doesn't come with an electric, power cord. You can buy them wired for a thermostat like this one, but then it comes with a regular AC cord. This is its, little, I'll show it up against it. It's just a little bit smaller, and I thought that the one on the right would actually do the job. And it would, but this 10-inch happened to work out very well. It fit in, and all I had to do was put a few screws in and just that one piece of duct tape or Gorilla Tape to seal it off. So I think I'm going to keep that one. And then the debate is on this one is, do I get this one for the greenhouse, hang on to it and get the electrical working for it. But we did get rid of all the, put that down. We did get rid of all of the tomato plants in here. I've shown this in a few videos. I don't know if I've published. These lights turned out to be really nice. I'll try to remember to get a brand name. Actually, I'm probably better off trying to flip this over right now. I'll probably knock all sorts of things off the table. There we go. Bring it down. See if there's a sticker. There is. It is a T8 light tube, LED tube light. It's 4 foot wide, which it is. It's 40 watts. It does come with the color spectrum of 6,000 to 6,500K. And does it have the lumens? I don't recall. I'm looking for the specific amount of brightness, but I don't see it here. It just tells you the spectrum, but you got the 40 watts, pretty clear. And you got that double row of LEDs. So I thought they worked out pretty well. It comes with all kinds of options on connectors, with plugs, without plugs, with switches, without switches, etc. so forth. So we're going to take this and we're going to go outside. Let's see what we've got showing in the greenhouses. As I have them open a bit, I can show you what's going on inside them. It's actually a very nice day out here. We did not get saturated under here. You can see there's little, or maybe you can't, there's little pieces of leaf. Everything's blown in from having been cleared out. We've got tomato plants in here. And right now they're not exactly in the best spot. I'm going to be moving them as soon as I get off the phone. Get off the camera here. We've turned this little greenhouse here to be facing the correct direction. And when I get to doing the transplanting, it'll happen here. And we'll just start putting them in here. The zinnias will be first. Here is the side open on the big red wagon. And as I come in, you can see there's a lot of happy tomato plants in there. Some of them have flopped over because they're not supported. As I come in, I'll show you that there's a fan for circulating air. There's a small 750 watt or 1500 watt ceramic heater. I come around. It's going to be right up into the sun. You won't see it, but that's my temperature controller with a thing that comes off, and you have two lines you can plug into it, one for the fan, one for the heat. And then that's run over this way, and I have an extension cord that comes out the back here. Now, I have this propped open just to let some of the excess heat out. But you know what? I think I'm content now that we're not going to get overheating much for the evening. And it was my intention to bring the drill and some screws and close this up for the night. But I do have to water all of these plants. I did forget to bring the watering bucket up. But they've been watered, they just need more. So, not a bad deal, huh? Lots of tomato plants in here. I'm trying to get you a better view by sticking my hand in. And you can see the zinnias, of course, they're loving this. Let me come around here. These, the triple, the rosemary, let's see, parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, I don't know, they might come back now that they're in here. They're liking the conditions. I've got my pearl black basil there and some other basil on the other side and a few other things coming in. They're really doing good. I got to get them transplanted. And all these zinnias. And you can see right in front of me here, there's some smaller zinnias. And then they get up to, 2.5 feet tall. That's the center from, let's see if I can zoom out here, from there to there, if you can see my hand, is about 3 feet. So, again, I'm going to come back out and just show you this from the outside. We just have the side rolled up and clipped. When it rolls down, it goes into, I can show you on this side, it kind of goes into a channel down here, and then some screws set into that, holding the piece of wood. I cut this from a 16-foot piece of wood. We ripped it and then cut it to the exact size. So this gets a nice clean edge. These clamps are just a little overkill, but it's because I'm trying to keep heat in. Once the temperatures get a little warmer at night, I won't need the heat and I won't need to use those clips. Just having this plastic over it at night will be fine. We plan on putting some kind of a mural or a sign that says the tomato wagon. Something like that. I don't know what yet. But you get a sense of the game plan here. And again, we'll be transplanting into here. Let me go take a look and see what we got in the way of eggs. But once this thing is starting to be used, I don't think I'll have any source of heat in here. Probably just a fan, just to keep moisture from, I'll have condensation on the walls, no doubt, but that'll run down off the floor and be done. And in here, I'll just get air moving around so that we don't have mold issues. And I may try to put some more shelving across this way that I could slide back and forth. I'm thinking I could reach at least, 2 shelf lengths across to get to the back and have 2 in the front. I don't know if the missus could do it, but I could do it. So, who knows? We'll get some more options in here for things that are a little smaller, that like to be in the heat and the protection from this little greenhouse. Okay. Let's go see about the chickens, see how they're doing. As I walk, I see the things that have been blown around. It's a nice zip tie I just picked up. Carry on. Hello. Who's making all the noise? Huh? What's going on back there? That was very suspicious. Oh, look at that, one more. Are you the leader or are they picking on you? I don't know. That's weird. They don't spend much time back there. That's really funny. Ah, there we go. Got one. I already had some from today. Let's see if I can put that in my pocket. In my shirt pocket without dropping it. Yep. And let's see about in here. Nope, nothing in there. Ladies, what was that? Why are you all over the other side of the coop? It's very strange. I don't know, that's just, who knows. Alright, so we got that taken care of. It's like I gotta wait. There's 2 nights coming up that are gonna go down to like 39, and that potentially could be wrong by a few degrees. So I don't want to do too much transplanting yet. I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna move this trailer over to the area that's in here so that it'll be in line with the sun in the morning all the way through the evening. So like right now, as I come over this way, this is, let's see, west rather. Pretty much west is that direction over there. And you can see west of me is where the antenna is facing. So in line with that is the solar side of the clear side of this. And then that way the ends don't cast shadows. This piece of wood is sticking out because I had a longer piece than I needed. This is the 16-foot length. And what I'd like to do, this stuff will come off. It's just that it's on there to protect the top of my head. I'll probably cut it back, and I'm going to mount a solar panel up here. I'll mount a 12-volt battery under here, and eventually I'll be able to get this thing to be off-grid. It won't be a lot of battery power, but it'll be enough just to pull wind out of this, either to get rid of moisture or get rid of excess heat, because it does get hot in there. I mean, right now I'm looking at, it's showing me, I hope you can see that, 81 degrees and 40% humidity. If I close these windows up, it's going to get really hot and the humidity will go up. But as I look in, I can see that the very top of my soil here it's dry. I've been bottom watering this. So I know they need water, and that's what I'm going to be doing before I put these things good for bed for the night. Alrighty folks, eventually I'm going to get around to using this hoop bender for making a greenhouse or a low tunnel. I'm going to mount this to the back of the trailer and use it as the base for being able to bend my pipe. I'm just now researching where I can get the pipe and where's the best place, how much I have to pay. Should I be trying to find 20-foot lengths, or should I be happy with, I think it's 10.5-foot lengths at Home Depot. So I don't know. Hey, just as a side, I bought this Milwaukee Impact driver drill, I guess they consider it. Let's see. 1/4-inch hex hydraulic driver, and the key word is the hydraulic. It is basically a cordless screwdriver, but it's got the impact version. It is so not that noisy. The level of impact here. You know what? Let's see if I can do this. I'll give you a for instance. Let me load a screw on there, and if I get it the first time, I'll say okay, it was worth it. But if not, I don't want to start trying to drill holes. I'm doing this left-handed. Okay, we got it started. And it's going to eventually hit the impact mode, and it's not going to get crazy loud. And this is also only on the medium speed, so watch this. That's it. It didn't do a lot because it's only going through that 1/4-inch material. Let's see if I can get it to do into oak. There we go. So now it should give me the impact mode. Unless, let's see. No, it's in the impact mode. I just wanted to make sure. I don't know what it would do if it was in the drill mode. But here we go. I mean, it'll split the piece of wood. But the point is that for an impact driver, it's incredibly quiet. If you've used an impact driver much, here, I can find another place to drill in. Oh, that might be the other side. No, it isn't. There we go. If you've used, I've seen tons of people with these DeWalt impact drivers, and they are phenomenally powerful and do a phenomenal job. But they're very, very loud. And they're not good for your hearing. As a shop teacher, for a retired shop teacher, I would have had those in my classroom. They were that much better as far as noise. Alrighty, folks. Other than lots of water having accumulated, we got 2 inches of rain over the last 24 hours. Strawberries are loving it. Everything else is, I think, enjoying it too. I mean, all my roses are greening up, and of course, there's still some dead stuff from last year to be pulled out. We tried to have a woofer here for the next couple of days, but the communication systems just didn't make it happen. But we are still trying to find a woofer. The garlic, and I know I keep showing the garlic, it's doing phenomenally well. I don't see any stems coming up that'll turn into what do you call it, scapes, but they're not too far behind. Let's see, I know I showed this in the past, but to give you an idea how fast these things are growing, in the last video I think I showed this asparagus, right? You can see these, I hope. I'm pretty sure you can. Here's when it's just popping through. Nice and thick. Except for the one that my wife accidentally stepped on. They're all doing very well. Let's see, I can see more of them over here. Unfortunately, I'm going to count these little tiny ones that I planted from indoor. There's a tiny smidge of green left in those, but I think they didn't make it. Maybe we'll just hope that this reseeded itself and that the seeds were not gobbled up by chickens over the winter. But the asparagus is definitely coming in. And we have the strawberry, of course. Now, I buried that with dirt, but you can see it's all popped right back up. And that will take over this whole area probably by the end of the summer. But I understand that they do well with asparagus. So hopefully we'll have the two. Interestingly, I won't do much with this garden until after I pull the garlic, which won't be till June, maybe even July. It depends. I'll have to see what the scapes look like. Or somebody wants to comment on how long after you've seen the scapes and trimmed the scapes and eaten the scapes and gone, ooh and ah about how good the scapes are, how long after that should you be hauling out the garlic? We're happy to report that the the bird condominium has got lots of birds. One of the project birdhouses from one of my classes showed up, so I decided to throw that up somewhere. I used to have a lot more of them, but they've fallen apart for obvious reasons, that they were abandoned by students. The shed in the back made it through all that wind. We're happy about the fact that we don't have any noticeable problems with the hawks. yet, but when I'm out here selling my tomato plants, I'm sure I'll probably see a lot more of them. And also the osprey. We did enjoy having this weather station here. I'm going to try to get it in zoom. There we go. I think it was a lacrosse. It's on Amazon. It was, I think, around 60. It might have been like $69 or $59, $60, somewhere in that range. I like it. Indoor, outdoor temperature, humidity, lots of information about the wind, including direction, which you can have done in degrees, in 360 degrees. It'll give you, all the individual increments. Or you can have the initials of west, west, southwest, so on and so forth. But a nice little display. It's got a battery backup and an AC cord. Worth the money I paid for it so far. I enjoyed having it during this past couple of days when we had a lot of wind. Alrighty folks, I gotta go. I gotta water plants. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.